watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Oh, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures. Turn on tuning, hear all I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above, and if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? We paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures, we paint miniatures, we paint miniatures.
I got my mic on now. Hi everybody, it's Shoshie from Shoshie's Magnificent Minis. Thank you so much for coming and watching my show. So we have Trillian, Amberden, Ravensrook, Teviston. Welcome everybody. We are painting Scale75's Jessica Thunderhawk. She's so awesome. She's so beautiful. And yeah, so this is part 3. If you've already haven't seen the other parts, we did those on Monday and Wednesday, and you can go back and watch the other parts. Hold on, I'm gonna show you how we've got quite a lot done on her. Really, like almost the entire upper torso. I worked a little bit more on the little gun belt here. I don't know if you can see, there's like, this would have been insane to try to paint on stream. It's so tiny. So that is where we're at. Yes. So welcome. It's Friday. It is Friday. We are heading into the weekend. What is everybody going to be doing? I'm going to be going fishing tomorrow with Mike. And then what else is happening? We're gonna be, and Mike is, I can't remember what he's doing. He's going to a fly-in tomorrow as well, because he's a pilot. So I might go with him to that. So Amberden says, I will catch up part 2 on the VOD. For once, I was sleeping in the wee hours on Wednesday. Yes, because Monday and Friday, we do this stream at the same time, which is 2:30 to 4:30 Central, or GMT minus 5. And Wednesdays, that's tougher for my UK and my European friends to watch, because it's Wednesday 7 to 9 p.m. And I'm actually looking at possibly either doing a 4th stream or moving one of my streams to a slightly different time to make it easier for people to watch at different time zones, because we have the whole Aussie community and the Oceanic crowd really, and some of the West Coast even can't watch my videos live at all. So I'm gonna figure something out. But let's go back to the painting, which is why you're here. Look at her. Okay, so I have no one here to help me focus. So this is about where I need to hold her. So let's see, Ravensbrook says, I'll be finishing my hobby desk build tomorrow. Awesome, that's what you're gonna be doing. So, for the colors, this is the box art right here. We're obviously doing something different. I was talking to, who was it? Was it Black Crow yesterday? I think that's who it was, or I can't remember what his name was, Black Crow or Black Jack. He suggested, it was Black Skull, 1965. He did a cheer, so I see his name up there in the cheer motes badges. He suggests we do like a light blonde, and I like that idea. And instead of doing a brown on her pants, we do what do you call it? Ochre, like an ochre. So maybe ivory and ochre. I think that would be good, and because if we did all ivory, I think your eye would be drawn to the lower half of her body, period, and you would just lose the rest. So that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you, Amberden. Amberden says, looks damn good. You made a lot of progress since I saw it on Wednesday. Yeah, so this is what we did. We did the goggles. We did the whole bodice and like the lower half of her belly and belt. And this arm. I went ahead and painted the gun gray off stream because I figured you guys that's something you didn't need to watch me do. So that's just plain gray. And I think honestly I mixed this blue, this deep blue, with a little brown to get that gray. Because I didn't want to add it. You don't want to add a lot of new colors in a limited palette scheme. And then we painted the back of her corset as well. So that is what we are done. That's what's done. So let's go ahead and start with her pants. For her pants, what have I got? So I have light skin. I think I was going to use a little bit of light skin. Or was it this one? Oh no, it was pale skin. Pale skin, and maybe a little bit of light skin. We'll see. We'll get it on there. The nice thing about this is so light. Ooh, I just realized I have birch too. I don't want to add another color though. Here, 1959, thank you for the sub. Oh my gosh, this is so great, starting so early. I just want to tell you guys, your subs mean the world to me. Your subscriptions. And it says for 6 months in a row, which is a fantastic. Here, oop, I gotta write this, wait, subscribers. We're gonna be getting a ton of new emotes. I've been working with my emote animator artist. Oh, by the way, we do have the cheer motes now, so when you go into my cheers, out of the little heads and icons you can choose from, you can actually choose the Chibi Shoshie cheer mote. Here, 1959. Thank you so much. So that money that is people who are subscribing is going to emotes, it's going to cheer badges, like the ones we have now. It's going to loyalty badges, all that stuff. I'm not able to do myself, so I have to pay someone to do that. So I really appreciate that. So instead of adding new colors to make my quote-unquote ivory. I'm going to use pale skin. I've got some schmanky white, and I've got some, not Sahara yellow. Where's my Iroko? No, where is it? It's right in front of me, right here. Iroko. And so with the combination of these three colors, I'm going to mix my own ivory, because I don't want to add an ivory to the mix, because the colors are already harmonious together, and you run the risk of adding new hues and tints that you may not really want when you start adding new colors out of a paint bottle. So I'm just going to mix it. So yeah, just a little bit of Iroko, a little bit of white, and a little bit of light skin. It's going to give me this blonde. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Hey, friends. Hey, friends. It's the Super Sarah. How are you, Sarah? Looks like the bot missed your Twitch Prime sub. Oh no. Well, thank you so much, Amberden. I'll put your name down too, because it does show you as a subscriber. I want to say, I'm not sure if yeah, the bot, it may not work when we're offline. So if you subbed offline, there's I don't think I noticed it. If you subbed while we were online, sometimes I don't know, maybe it glitches. We're gonna put Amberden up here. Thank you. Oh, it shows up a day late with Prime. Oh, okay, well, we've got you anyway. I did not realize that either. Okay, so this is for the legs. Notice we already have our black and our white primer on here. I want to utilize that so that I can, quote unquote, have the pre-shading already done. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take a little bit of this Iroko and go over the spots in a thin. This is pretty thin. I'm going to turn my music down just a smidge. There we go. Now it's not so loud in my ears. Just run over all the spots that have the black already. Because when I go over this with my ivory, I want that to already be there as an underpainting. Does that make sense? We're painting our shadows in first. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Amberden subbed about 2 minutes ago. I got stick tack under here, but it's not, maybe I got too much on. Hang on, let me put this in half. This also may not be the stickiest of the stick tack I have. I have some, there's this stuff you can get on Amazon. It's called Earthquake Putty. And it works, this is it right here. I'm pulling it off the bottom of this jar. It's on the bottom of this jar. It works like crazy. Ah! Just spilled. Okay, let's try a little bit of this. Just in the side here. And then we'll use this putty. This is a different putty. This is just a regular old white sticky tack. I don't think it's quite as effective. We'll put her in there, and then hopefully the tension of the cork will hold her on there. And then I've got my lovely, this is my Wrathcore holder. It can sit on my desk so nice while I'm filling things everywhere. All right, let's try this. Here, I'm gonna put this paper towel. I've got paper towel, I'm gonna put it on my leg. One of the things I'm constantly doing is I'm constantly checking the consistency of my paint by dabbing it a little bit. See, now you can see the consistency. There's not much water at all. Put more water in, there's a lot of water. Yay! RN Ukulele. RN Ukulele. How are you? And welcome, new follower. New followers. Let's see. Did I get my airbrushes fixed? I sent them in. Oh, it's M Ukulele. Sorry about that. MB Ukulele. I think I got that right. Yes. Thank you for the follow. You've been watching my videos with the KDM, to help with the KDM commission. Awesome. So I sent my airbrushes in to get fixed. Yes. Have I gotten them back yet? No. And I was kind of surprised because I was told that they would probably be back within a week. So I'm a little concerned because I've heard nothing. They have gone into the void. I'm scared. So I'm going to email the Badger repair help desk. I don't even know if there is such a thing. I think there is, but I'm going to email them and say, hey, did you get these? Because I showed that they did arrive. My tracking number. They say you should always make sure you have a tracking number on those types of things. All right, so see where we're putting in all our shadows in advance. I do see a little bit of a, I don't know if that's a mold line or a seam. Good, good. Super Sarah says, I have your Gorm left and then your KDM bad guy to be done. That'd be awesome. We just finished the flower night and I got that done. That was pretty cool. All right, a little bit more will go on the sides. So she's gonna have this brown shadow as the shadow, because I want these really to read as a light color. Here's the booty, what you've been waiting for. And I was told that the Twitch default for booty is the treasure chest, which is amusing. I didn't know that. Allegedly, right? Sarah says, your flower night was last and you finished him Sunday. Awesome. He really is a fun model to paint, isn't he? All right. You can see where I cut a little bit of a mold line off of her right there. So this is, see how thin this is? Because we want it to stay thin so that when we run that ivory over the top, the ivory is going to be pretty opaque actually. So if I get a little bit of a tide line, I'm completely worried about it, because I'm hoping that it will look good. It'll look good. We'll figure it out. A little bit more under here. Okay. This brush, I'm not 100% on yet. I'm not sure if it's doing what I want it to. Okay, so if I go ahead and put a glaze like that, that will get rid of my tide lines, I hope. Keep things shadowed. You guys have seen me where I kind of wing it. I paint kind of organically and I don't really necessarily know what I'm doing. This is kind of what this girl has been all about. She's been very experimental because I'm not copying box art this time, which is a surprise. Santiago-lish. Oh, I love that name. Santiago-lish. Thank you for the follow. Is it ghoulish with the, yes it is. Ghoulish. There you are. Oh, and every time I turn it, she wants to fall out. This may not work. I may have to pin her to get her to stay in. Oi, oi, oi. So, good morning, Draco80. How are you? Do you have anything cool going on paint-wise? I'm hoping this is just gonna work okay. All right, the booty. This is the part I don't want to mess up because there's so much white space on her surface that tide marks and any kind of marks are gonna show. I think that's a good reason to have the stripes. So I'm going to try to blend this as much as I can. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over the whole thing because I don't want to have tide marks. And I think there's a speck of something. I got it. So who is anybody here going to Gen Con? And am I going to see you? Shall I try to have a meetup? Last time we met by the Klingon singers. There's a bunch of, every year they do these little, you know, what are they called? They're called, there's a name for folk singers, the folk singers, the science fiction fantasy folk singers. It's called folk. And so there's this one group of Klingons, and we usually meet, last time we met by the Klingon stage where they sing. Okay, so that looks good. I feel like there needs to be more here because her pants are really tight. Okay. Helps her hit the high note. Did I say that? All right, Cerulean says, you're gonna be there. Yes, we're gonna meet, because we have to meet. I have a commission for you. We may meet by the Klingon stage. That might be good. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna have to meet the day before the dealer hall opens, though. That's the only thing. Because trying to meet the day that the dealer hall opens is gonna be insane. Okay, so notice I've covered up almost all of my gray / black with a color. McBlam, I love it. McBlam won't be able to go this year because tech school, trying to go next year. Yes, it just seems like it gets bigger and bigger every year. So I highly recommend you go. Sarah says, your friend is going, you told him to make a shirt that says accepting hugs for Super Sarah on it. That way y'all can find him and hug a stranger all weekend. Nice. And Talagar is going to be Saturday and we'll be in my AMN class. That's exciting. Woo-woo. So we're going to be there Wednesday as well. Wednesday through Sunday. Because we live 2 hours away, literally. And so we go every year. Last year I was only able to go for 1 day, which was a huge bummer. That was no fun. Okay, so here's my ivory. I'm gonna paint this whole thing with this beautiful ivory. Paint it all over the areas that were white. And notice that I'm kind of changing the way I'm brushing it onto the tan. It may not work. You may just have to wet blend this, guys. Let me try this. All right, now I just put the wet Hiroko on it. Now let's try to blend this in here with the ivory. I'm going back and forth. I dry my brush in between. You don't want a dirty brush to blend with. All right, that worked enough. Where's the tan over here? See, I really want that clean. I want it clean. I like that color so much. Whoops, I'm gonna use a little bit of the tan down here. The ivory, see, it gets dirty very fast and very smudgy. So when I have something like this, I push the line up into there's a line right here where her belt meets her pants, and I'm pushing the paint toward it so that way I can keep from, oh, you know what we need? We need our lovely drying retarder. I'm gonna take this off. This is not working for me. Drying retarder will do a couple things. It will help us blend, but it will also keep the pastel of the ivory from being chalky. There we go. Hey, Hana Hanabi, how's it going, pink lady? Yay, we both have pink hair. So you guys can see in the back right here, that's my pink hair. Halagar is going Saturday too, and we'll be in my AM class, that's awesome. So, Tin Fizz, you're gonna be there Thursday through Saturday. Well, we definitely have to, oh, okay, right here, I want where the line between the two colors. That's the where I want it to be blendy. Oh, and there's a nice cat hair. Oh my gosh. We haven't had cat hair emote in a while. We gotta do that. So let me see if I can get cat hair to pop up here. There we go. Woo! It is a watercolor brush pen, Hanabi. Hanabi. I figured if I call you Hanabi, it has your name in it already, you know. It is a Pentel watercolor brush pen. It's got 50-50 true flow drying retarder. This is not Flow Aid. This is drying retarder by Saks, and you can get this in my Shoshie recommends. There's a thing down in my profile on my Twitch channel that you can click on. And see, it's still wet when we come back to it. And unfortunately, my brush is no longer wet. It actually dried out. So I have to go back. Okay. There we go. And I'm gonna blendy blend. That's a technical term. I want the line between the cream and the ivory to be, or the tan rather, to be nice. I want it to be smooth, and I don't want to see a lot of brush strokes in this. One thing that the really, really good, I don't consider myself, a little bit of a disclaimer here. I am not an expert blender. It's just, I'm too impatient to be like, do 1,000 layers, which is part of why I paint so fast. But I also taught myself all the tricks I could to get to be better at blending. I'm just not, I don't have the temperament that some of the other painters do for it. All right, so that's really nice. I think that's as good as it's gonna get from it for the moment. Yay, cat hair. Except all the Hannah smooches. Yes. All right, put a little bit here. That is the drying retarder. And that's the really light ivory, the blonde ivory that we were using. And then I'm gonna go back in with my Hiroko. See, now that's blending really nice. Really nice. If you want something to really, really, really blend smooth, but you don't mind waiting for it to dry forever, try out some oils. But don't lick your brush. Don't even lick your brush when you're not using oils. I just did, and I shouldn't have, but don't do what I do. Do what I say. Okay, now getting back with the ivory. Put a little white in it and a little bit of ivory. Okay. All right. This one's going to go on this side. Put some drying retarder. I think this is the trick. I put the drying retarder on it before I start my ivoryness. And then that, not only that flows really nice over it, I don't have to worry about things getting really crumbly, because remember how I told you how if you go over it and over and over it without letting it, it won't get crumbly on you. Okay, now the tan. You're addicted to brush licking. Well, be careful. Scale75, I would not brush lick with Scale75. No, we did this test. I don't know if you saw this, Hannah. We did this test. We'll do it again for the education. We had these magnets. These are these rare earth magnets. And we took the, this is the deep blue. And, oh wait, maybe this is the one that did it stick? Oh, it's jumping away. Why is it jumping away? There, oh, maybe that's where the, okay, so no, this is the one that had the steel ball in it, but it was the Vallejo. The Vallejo does not have a ball in it. Where did I put it? It's missing. But we stuck a magnet to it. You can go back and watch the VOD. It was crazy. This one has a steel ball in it, so it sticks to the steel ball. But we got, I was trying to show, you know, who knows what that steel ball is. Yeah, exactly. You only lick after washing. That's good. That's what I've tried to limit myself to as well. Okay, good. This is, here we go. See how I'm lightly smoothing that into the ivory. It's not easy. I want more ivory, or more tan. I keep mixing up my colors. More tan down in here, because this is where the shadows are. Right, that's better. This is drying. Want this to be, the thing about if you put too much of this drying retarder on it, you can reactivate it. So be careful, don't use too much. It won't do what you want it to do if you've got too much on. So, smooth, smooth, smooth. I want this smooth. Ooh, see that? I'm getting brush strokes. I hope that you guys can see this. You might need to zoom a little bit. Go. It's better. Mike is actually home. He's on vacation this afternoon. I can hear him upstairs, so I might have to yell at him to be quiet. Oh, that's looking good. What do you guys think so far? I'm gonna go with a little bit of the Dubai brown over here because I really want this to be a darker color than the Iroko. See, after I clean my brush, that's the only time I lick. All right, a little bit of. Although stainless steel isn't magnetic, huh? But that's how you know if your stainless steel mix aren't really stainless steel, which can affect your paints if they rust. Oh no! God, don't tell me that. That means I have non-stainless steel in my paint. Well, so far, I've been going through them fast enough that I haven't had to worry about rusting. So far, knock on wood. This is the Dubai brown. The Dubai brown is a bit of a jump from this to the ivory. So you're gonna have to spend a little bit more time blending that. There we go. And then put that. Ah, that's too dark. Thin that out with some water. That's better. Okay. Okay. Blend, blend, blend. The trouble with the Dubai brown is when you thin it with white, you get more of a peach, and we don't want this to look like skin. We want it to look like a blonde, you know, like a palomino kind of color. Is that a color? Iroko. So there, that's much better. Hematite instead is the bottles are really big, and then used a plastic pie weight baking beans. Oh, I have not thought of that. I think I'm going to be switching over to the glass because I'm just too scared to use anything else. This is the Armor Brown from Vallejo, and it's the airbrush Armor Brown. I'm just going to use a little bit of that to give us some depth and some shadow in the middle. Mr. Mason, thank you so much for the follow. As in amazing, right? Welcome, thank you for joining us. All right, so now this is with the brown again. Get all those pieces that are the darkest spots, especially like underneath stuff. This is just plain Dubai brown. No, I want to use Armor Brown on her leather down here. I want this to be a big contrast from her legs. So this is a little bit of the Hiroko mixed with some Armor Brown. I didn't have my brush completely clean. But as I've said before, we can always go darker, harder to go lighter. Remember to switch to glass with 2 beads per bottle. It's still not as good as mixing a single. You know, I agree. It's harder. But at least you don't have to worry about your paints getting messed up. Right? There we go. Oh my gosh, I love that. Now, so this is very red compared to the rest of the leathers on her. Maybe it's closer to this. I actually probably want to eventually get it closer to that, so it's okay. We'll do the inks and I'll show you how it's going to turn out. Good. This is the perfect spot to hold this. Oh, can you see this? There's a little schmutz. I want to try to take that off because I don't want to have to paint over it a million times. Well, see how hard it is to clean that areas? Better. Much better. I think once I get all of the brown on her holsters and everything, then it's going to be easier to paint the lighter parts. Get all that painted first. Okay, glasses are off, which we have a glasses emote coming, guys. I'm excited. I showed everybody on Wednesday's stream. I've been working with my emote artist, and we've got a whole bunch of new stuff planned for the channel. Hopefully my hat is not in the way here. No. Make sure to paint the sides of these belts because you can actually see the sides because it's really well sculpted. Very high detail figure. This is a metal figure. I believe that it was 3D designed though, and I think a few different people worked on it. That's the only bummer thing that I think about modern day sculpting is, like, if I want to credit a sculptor, who the heck am I supposed to credit? So many people worked on it. little bit of shadow, drop shadow details here on the, there's a little bag back here. See? Right, and all of this is brown. Give me 1 second while I finish up her holsters, and then we'll check chat. Oh, another thing I have an announcement about is we are going to be getting a new music loop. Actually, Flickster and I are gonna, we decided, because he wanted an hour-long loop, and I just wanted another possibility to use for some more music. And it's going to be similar to this kind of music. It's just going to be an hour of loop instead of half hour, so it'll be a little bit less repetitive for you guys. Plus, it'll be new for about a week, right? And so he and I are going to share that. I'm using a music producer in England. His name is customanthems.com, and we do all kinds of different music and stuff for different reasons, jingles, and they did my theme song, my Shoshie's, you know, what is it called? Shoshie, Come Paint with Shoshie. I can't remember what we called my theme song. Go get your brushes. Anyway, he did that theme song, which I was really happy with. There's been a few people who've wanted me to copy that and download that, and I found out, I was like, no way. Because then they can just take it and claim copyright on it. And that's the other thing. The reason why we want to get these loops is because Flick and I will own copyright on them. So that means we can play them on YouTube, we can play them here, and not have to worry about copyright strikes. And that is a huge, huge thing for a streamer. I've always been really cautious about using copyrighted material. I mean, even when I do a painting on a job, I credit the company, try to credit the artist who did the box art. Amberton says the original Scale75 stainless steel paint mixers had rusted to heck when you left in water overnight. But were much slower to rust in paint. Okay. However, the replacement test ball is not rusted after being left in water for nearly a month. Well, that must have been just a bad batch then. Good. And if it's, so I haven't had any rusting, and I've had these paints since I got sponsored by them. Slave1D, how are you? You have reached rank of valedictorian. Geeky Girl Games, how are you? Good to see you in the chat. Geeky Girl, you're going to Gen Con too, right? Is that right? I don't remember. I thought I saw that. Okay, she's getting pants on. But for the back does not have the pants on. Right, we got the perfect color. I'm noticing a whole bunch of little areas that I need to go in and fix now because it's a light color. It's one of those things I'm gonna forever be fixing this stupid blotch that I got on her inner thigh. Dang it. All right, let's go back here. Authentic stainless steels are usually not magnetic. Right, that's what Super Sarah said. Oh, we got to put some drying retarder on the ends here because we want to blend that a lot. The other thing, I feel like the drying retarder helps me keep from having brush strokes as much. Slave1D just subscribed. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Hold on 1 second. We're gonna put, you know what? Let's give some hype to our subscribers. Give some hype to Amberton and Spear1959 and Slave1D. I got the wrong pen. Hold on. Yes, hype. There we go. Oops, capital D. There we go. Thank you so much. With the tier 1, I appreciate it. Right now, we have 127 out of 200 sub points. When we get 200 sub points, and I think each sub, I'm trying to remember the way that calculates, I think each sub is worth a point, but I think each tier 3 sub counts as 6 subs. It's complicated. Like I said, I can't remember the exact how it works, but we used to have 160 sub points out of 200. So we've gone down a little bit, so it's going to take us a little bit longer to get our what would be our 13th emote, which we are going to be getting made. And I definitely have 13 emotes planned, so we're gonna work on that. Oh, I love how this is drying. See how it's just drying flawlessly? Flawless. Because of the drying retarder is helping me. Yay, Kellyanne! How are you? You got all of the emotes. You're soon to have even more. Because our tier 1s are going to have a ton of emotes soon. Hi, Viston. Thank you for the subscribe. Oh my goodness, yay. That is awesome. Every little bit helps. Yay. And like I said, I just plunked down 200 pounds for the new music for you guys. So that is what your sub money goes back into the channel. Because that is what I want to do. I want to make this a fun place for you all. But that needs to dry completely because the drying retarder was not dry yet. Okay, it's got a good butt. I'm pretty happy. I'll teach you guys a little Yiddish, okay? The word for booty is tuchas, okay? Tuchas, T-U-C-H-A-S, tuchas, with a ch, right? The word for, I guess if you know, like, there's a word in Yiddish that, you know, Jewish men say about their Jewish women's tuchas, and they say it's zaftig. It's actually a German word as well, and it literally means juicy. So she has a juicy tuchas. Zaftig tuchas. That's so it's zaftig is Z-A-F-T-I-G. Zaftig. You guys learned something besides painting. It's fun. Okay. I like to have a little extra cream, or not, the ivory down here, because I want that to be opaque. Good color. Oh, that's perfect. Now, her leg is starting to need to be blended on this side. This is hard because her gun is in the way. Yeah. What's in the little bottle you keep putting on the mini? So, Mr. Mason, this is a Pentel brush pen, watercolor brush pen, and it's filled with half water, so 50% water and 50% True Flow drying retarder. And like I said before, you can get both of those down below. I've got a little profile widget that has a Shoshie recommends. You can buy everything you need from Amazon right in there. if that's something you want to try out for your minis, it really helps. And yeah, people ask me about what, you know, a lot. Oh, that looks good. I loved it. That's a good color. You notice though, how because this is so light, it's drawing your eye down. So when you're looking at her, are you looking at her face? No, you're not. So we need to break this up. And the way Julio broke it up was he gave stripes. And stripes are also very steampunk. Now I have this feeling I want to get this blend correct and perfect before I start adding stripes. We can also use it to hide some imperfections if we want to. Okay, so like this whole side needs to be blended better. Is Shoshie Yiddish? You can't. Don't recognize that word, Hannah. No, I don't recognize that word. I don't. It could be, but I mean, just Google it, I guess, is the way I would check. Doesn't sound like it. Okay, that looks good. I'm using the really opaque. That's what's so nice about Scale75 is how opaque paints are. So you really can cover up some brush marks pretty quickly with this. That looks awesome. And then Amberton says, is it better than the Amsterdam drying retarder? I don't know, because I have only used the Amsterdam once and I didn't have it at the same time I had the True Flow. Because Amsterdam is so expensive to get in the US, it's pretty much ridiculous. If I were you, I would stick with the Amsterdam if you live in the UK or if you live in Europe. That is what Julio uses and that's what he recommends, and I have used it and it was awesome. And True Flow is the only thing that I could find that was similar that was in the US. It had a similar, so that's why I'm hyping the True Flow, it's just because that's all I can get. There's some little creases right here. I want to make sure to get these. I might have to go back in and highlight them again later. But I won't be able to if I don't have that dark shadow in there first. Okay. Can't find the etymology, and it means to tweak things to make it better. Essentially, mysterious word is mysterious. So to tweak, zhuzh? Oh, zhuzh? Maybe zhuzh. Oh, that could be. It could be originally have Yiddish. Very, very possibly. I think it's a lot of people use it, but I don't know where it comes from originally. Yeah, that is a mysterious word, zhuzh. I first saw the word zhuzh on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. They would zhuzh men's sleeves so that they would, again, make it better, like you said. That's funny, I didn't even recognize the spelling, zhuzh. Now, schmutz. Schmutz means like dirt or dirty, schmutzig. That's also German. There's a lot of German words in Yiddish and vice versa. There we go. Oh, see, we got all these nasty brush marks. Let's see if I can clean these up. I'm gonna put a little water in this one this time. So much easier to make things darker though. So much. That's better. All right, so there's definitely going to be some spots that I'm going to want to hide with my stripes. But again, I need to get, this is going to how do I say it? This is going to be difficult to deal with for a while, this spot right here, because I didn't get it smooth to begin with. Try it really nice and thick and see what happens. And then blend it in here. Well, okay. What you do, this is what you do for love and for painting, is you keep going over the same stuff a million times and you end up glazing even though you say you hate glazing. Yes, it is Friday. Hey, already Volv. Class, we've been busy around the house. Late spring, late, that is extremely late. It's almost late summer or midsummer. Amberden, are you going to freehand the stripes, or will definitely not be using masking tape, because for me, if I put anything masking on there, it will rip it right off. So I am freehanding it. So do you want to watch me attempt that? I'm going to use the box as a guide. I'm going to set that right in front of me. And I am going to go with this Dubai Brown, which is a little bit lighter. Actually, no, I lied. I'm going to use more Iroko. I still want that blonde look to it. Maybe we'll do the Dubai Brown on the bottom and then the Iroko on the top. Okay, so this is free-handed. Now, see how I rest my own hand on my pinky on my own hand? I do that because I want stability. I'm not going to make these too thick, because I want this to look different than Julio's. I'm going to do some pinstripes instead. Not all. You like that your hobby holder has the finger bar? Yes, my hobby holder also has a finger bar, but I'm having trouble getting it to stay in the hobby holder right now, so I'm going to forgo it this moment. Okay. And the glasses off so I can make sure to get this straight. Now, I want to tell you something. This is a secret. It's not a secret. Freehand is basically drawing. It's drawing. I already know how to draw. So if you're not good at drawing, this is what I want you to do. Instead of fighting, because like I said, I already know how to draw. I've got the muscle memory in my hands. I can do this with confidence. If you are not confident with drawing, this is what I want you to do. I want you to practice making that same line until you get the, see how that last one's too thick? Practice that line till it feels really natural. Just practice it on paper. You're gonna practice and practice. You're giving yourself that muscle memory. If you do that a few times, then you go to your model. See how quickly that one was for me, because I warmed up. Always try to warm up. Put a little water in this stove. I need a little bit of reconstituting here. Okay. That's gonna be obscene. I can't do that, can I? See? I might need to rethink this and do a thicker line. Yep, we'll do it. Thin and thin, thick. See? When you make a mistake, make it look like you did it on purpose. I also think tack sticks to plastic. Actually, yeah, it does. Tack does stick to plastic better than it does to metal. The metal is just really heavy. Just really, really heavy. Okay, I have to have glasses off for this, guys, because it's not easy. I want to make sure these are going the right direction and the right width. Because straight lines, when you have them next to each other, you see if they're done right or not. I might need to clean that up a little bit. Okay, let's go back over. Let's turn this around. I didn't want to do thick lines, but I think I'm going to have to. For the sole reason that they gave her so much area there that if you make a line on it, it's not going to look good. Okay, that doesn't look bad. Notice how we were putting these thick lines in here, and all of a sudden your eye's getting drawn back up to her face, right? Okay. I do like that. This is getting muddied, which means I'm going to spend forever trying to fix that now. You can just work on it, you know? Now it's better. I'm really liking the stripes a lot now. Okay. Anybody have any thoughts on that so far? Brilliant says, thanks to my Scale75 discount code, you managed to talk your husband into buying both sets of colors, plus the full metallics and the inks. You're out for delivery today. Yay! Awesome. Yeah, you'll have to try the drying exercises, McBlam. You shake like crazy. It really will help. I mean, just even if you draw, like, just practice straight lines. Can you see how? That's because I have muscle memory. It's like I always tell my art students that Michael Jackson didn't get good at three-pointers only practicing on the weekends, right? Because he didn't just practice on the weekends. He practiced all the time. Good. I love this. Now, I want to show you, I want to point something out. Do you see this pink? There's just a shade of pink right here. And I feel like we're going to need to do that on her as well. Just, it feels like it needs something. Let's try this next line. Really should be doing with this with glasses off. Do the glasses off. Now another trick I learned is I put a thinner line of like water and paint down, and so that it's thin, and then when I paint my line into it, it's more thick. See how I'm doing this, and then when I paint on this, I'm coloring it in. It won't go outside the edges, hopefully, because the water tension kind of keeps it from doing that. Okay, so this piece needs to go up in here. Good. Really, I'm really needing to, I need something else. I'm going to try a little bit of the Indian shadow. I want to see what happens when I add just a smidgen, you know, yeah, just a smidgen of red's color into that. Just a little bit. Hopefully it won't mess it up too bad. I'm gonna mix it with my Dubai brown, so it just got a little bit of slightly redder color to it. Yeah, so that pops up against the yellow. That makes sense. Yeah, I tried that out just because I wanted to see what would happen. It warms up that brown a little bit. It also, it integrates, because the gun holsters have a lot of red in them. So it integrates them together as the two colors on the painting. Happy with it. That was a little bit of Indian shadow mixed with the Dubai brown that I'm using on her leg. So this is the color. It's like a, I don't know, it's just got just a hint, a little bit more red in it than it did before. Sometimes you have to tweak colors a little bit, get them to look integrated. Better. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm going to check chat. Glasses on. So the code, yes, the code is Shoshie Rocks. You can, let me write it down for you guys. 15% off with code Shoshie Rocks. It's all caps. That's how you can get you 15% off of, and it's Scale75 US. It won't work for the European, it's for the US only. Yes, thank you, Amberden. Yeah, we're trying to get some nice stripes on here. I feel like the red covers up some of the brush strokes quite a bit more too. Oh, she's so pretty. Just take a minute and look at her as a whole. I mean, you probably already have been. I've been looking at her just like little piece, but when I sit back and I look at her all the way, I'm just in love. I love her. She's so cute. All right, some of these stripes are not quite right. And you can clean up any waviness by doing the light color. There will be some waviness. They're not going to be 100% straight because she's moving, she's curved, right? Plus, we don't want to completely get rid of that shading, that pre-shading that we already did. So now I'm going to take a little bit of the lighter color, mix it with that. I'm going to highlight my little creases here. As much as I can anyway. I want that to be dark. It's not bad. Okay, so where her knee, see how her knee is bent? I want that to seem as if it's a little bit stretched over her knee, so it actually needs to be a little lighter than the rest. So mix a little bit of that lighter color, right? We're going to do a little back and forth with glazes and with layering. I want that to be a little bit of a different color than the rest of that stripe. Doesn't look, so it looks dynamic, it doesn't look boring. It also looks like it's actually stretched a little bit. Oh, didn't quite get it. Might need my drying retarder on that one. Loving that you even add shading and depth to the stripes. Never thought of doing that. Yes, and that's what makes cloth. This is a key thing to learn about cloth, is that cloth always has highlighting and shading. And that's how you make it look good, is you always highlight and shade your cloth. I'm trying to do it in a way that, see, I keep rubbing a hole in the middle there, and I don't mean to do that. That means I need to let it dry and quit messing with it. That's slowly starting to get how I want it to look. All right, let's turn her a little bit. She's such a great sculpt. Whoever, I think it was Danny, but Danny is one of their sculptors at Scale75, and he's really good. And I don't know if he did this or not, but if he did, I'm going to ask him and tell him I love it. I think he did most of them. So see how I did that with a lighter? I'm doing this with a light stroke first. I can paint over it in a minute. But if I get this mapped in a light color, then I can go over it with the dark. Let's try to see if this will be more opaque. See, it's already dry. Now I know I can color in the lines so much better. So Trillian says, you said that you're in California, but you were born and raised in England. That is so cool. Do you have people send you care packages of English chocolate ever? Because we all know that how I feel about American chocolate. Was it when Flickster came to Adepticon, he brought me some really posh chocolate. He brought me hotel chocolate, and it was amazing. Oh my gosh, it was seriously amazing. But I also really like Thornton's. We should have a chocolate eating day. We should have a chocolate eating day, guys. I'm gonna write that down. Chocolate eating day. So someone in Australia is sending me some Whitakers. So one of these days, we'll paint and we'll eat chocolate together. I love it. We'll definitely do that. Maybe after all the cons, maybe in September we'll do that. Brilliant Thornton used to be a local company close to your hometown. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So one of these days I'm going to come to England, and when I do, I'm going to go to the Cadbury factory, and I'm going to get some Thorntons as well. But you see how that looks a little bit lighter now? It kind of looks like it's stretched over her knees. It needs work, but it's at least closer. Love it. So I'm going to take a peek at how he did the booty. Can you guys see this? How he's got stuff stretched in, and see how this goes in? This goes out. Amberden, there's your subscribe, and there you are. Yay. See, it did show up. 7 months in a row. Thank you. Matt, let's give Amberden some hype. He deserves some hype. He's been really loyal to the channel here. There we go, some hype for Amberden. Thunderspeak says, although there's a place near me that makes their own chocolate. Now those kinds of places are good, generally. But usually like store-bought American chocolate is not so great. Artesian chocolate doesn't count, right? Because artesian chocolate, they make sure to make it good. Okay, so that is going out, so this is going to go in. Oh my gosh, so I definitely want to paint this in lightly. Hype, it's Amberden's fault. Yes. Bloody Bulldozer, thank you for the follow. Bloody Bulldozer. Welcome. There you are. I like all that hype in the chat, guys. It makes me happy to see all those emotes. Good, good. Trillian says, Martinelli's in Santa Cruz makes really nice chocolates. Just an hour. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. I'm actually kind of on a low-carb diet right now, so I'm having my chocolate Jonesing. All right, this is the part I need to look at my box art for, because he goes this way. Okay, because her butt pushes the stripe out. You see how he does that? And it actually helps us accentuate her tuchus curves. Zoftig. Okay, now I need to get that nice and opaque. It's too transparent at the moment. Okay, and then that goes. Oh, and also, here's another thing it does. Wider at the top, and more narrow at the bottom. I didn't notice that before. An interesting thing. Okay, so this is how it goes. And then it flares out a little bit more at the bottom here. So do you see how I'm kind of doing kind of a sketch? That's another way to cheat, to draw a straight line. You can, it's very risky though. So I recommend doing the warm-up instead. If you're trained at drawing, you can do the sketch. You're going to end up with lots of marks if you try to do it otherwise. All right, so that's that. So yeah, do you see how that really accentuates her booty? Might need to move this stripe over a little bit actually because of it. Yeah, I think that fits better. Now it's drying, so I need to opaque. You haven't had any solid food for 6 weeks on a medically managed diet. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's crazy. I will stop talking about food then. I totally understand. My diet is also medically supervised, but it's not as dire as, I don't have diabetes or anything. I just have a bunch of food intolerances and have trouble. Now you're gonna get chocolate tonight. Yum. Domus 1989 says your painting style is really interesting. I love it. Keep up the great work. Domas, is it Domas? Domas. I think that's like Thomas. Domas, my painting style is really modeled right now off of Julio Cabo's, because we're painting sort of, I'm trying not to paint the box art, but for these pants we really kind of needed to. And I'm not loving this right here, so I'm going to switch that up. I'm going to go back to opaque with this and see if maybe that glazing that over is going to help it. Actually, heck, that helped a lot. Good. It's sort of still there, but now it feels more blended. Okay. And the other reason why my painting style is unique is because I was a trained watercolorist for a long time. I did watercolors professionally from 2006 until 2014. And then as I started doing more and more minis, that started to eclipse my watercolors to the point where I just quit watercolor altogether. And now I do only minis. Only minis. And I actually make more money now than I did painting watercolors for a living. That is crazy. There's a little bit of the blue. I'm one of the few professional miniature painters that does commissions that also shows what I do and how to do it without a paywall. Because there's lots of mini painters out there, but they have Patreon, or they have Twitch and Patreon, which is kind of like, you know, whatever. Everybody needs to make money. But I'm here to really help I mean, people will come to me for their commissions if they want commissions. But this is to help the miniature painting community as well. Because if we don't have people out there who want to learn how to paint, who want to learn how to get better, we're just the hobby's gonna die out completely, right? And there might always be people who will pay for commissions, but it will get smaller and smaller if we don't have other people who want to paint themselves. I just put the blue in here, and it blends together with your eye to make a dark color, so it looks good. I need to come to London, and I need to check out Harrods Food Hall. Oh, that sounds amazing. At 160p, I can only make out booty and smudge. Oh no! Lamoon, I don't know what to tell you. That's 160p is not much, is it? Are you watching on your phone? Or is it, do you have a very old computer maybe? Here we go. All right, let's do this last stripe. I feel like we have to do all the stripes before we finish here. We got to get all of them in the video. So this next stripe, oh, she's got us. Oh my gosh, guys. She's got a tiny triangle stripe right here at the top. And that works really well. You see that? I just painted that. That makes her booty look really appley. Apple booty. There's a whole song about that. I don't know it though. Okay. I feel like some of that's gonna go in here. It is a nice booty. Oh my gosh, do I have them down here? I think I left them upstairs. So you guys, some of you probably don't know this, but I've been a huge proponent for male pinups for forever. And recently somebody posted a Princess Leia pinup on Facebook, and it was getting, you know, it's really popular. Everybody was liking it. And I was like, all right, but what about Han Solo, you know? And then they posted like a Han Solo, but he was like fully clothed, because this was a pinup of Leia. He was wearing like a half t-shirt, right? It was not for kids. Okay, that looks good. I like that. That's a good stripe. And then this one will go down here. And then thin out toward the boot. And then another one on this side. Anyway, so like I said, well, where's you know, where, and I posted the link to this thing on all of the women's gaming groups that I knew of, and I was like, let's see if we can get Han Solo. And they did. They made him. They made a pin-up Han Solo. He's like only wearing his briefs and holding a blaster, guys. I'm in love. You know I love Han Solo. And I got it in the mail today. And I was like, oh my God, I made this happen. I will paint him on stream if I can. I have to look up Twitch rules and stuff and see if it's going to be okay. All right, there's a mystery line right here. I'm going to put this. Yeah, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to fix this line down here. But I'm so excited. Because why do the boys get to have all the fun? You know? We want pinups too. There we go. Did that line. All right, go back in there with the Iroko, because that's what color that really is. Draco80, thank you for the sub. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That is awesome. Draco80 _ with your tier 1. I really appreciate that. So, like I said, we're going to be getting some new music with our sub money. New music and new emotes. Those are all coming. And so when you guys see these emotes and you are a subscriber, I want you to see those and say, I helped make those happen on Shoshie's channel. Because they are there for you. All right, we need the opaque now. Really, and learning a lot about what colors watching you and learning to temper your overdoses of very large palettes of bright colors in favor of families of colors. Yes, families of colors. I want to show you my palette. Okay, let's see what we've got on here. Now, ignore this because I did not use this at all for this particular paint job. This right here is the only colors that we've used on her. We've used the metals, which I don't really count as colors, but they're very harmonious to the rest of this, right? Because we got peach, peach, gold is sort of in the ivory, and then brown, and then the brown, right? We've got a little turquoise for pop. We've got the dark blue, we've got the brown, we've got the different colors of Dubai brown and Arabic shadow, and then this is the Iroko, and then this is the light skin, and this is golden skin. Hertz, thank you so much for the follow. I think that's how I say your name. Oops, I got the wrong pen. KUR1. ZZ. All right. Thank you for the follow. So let's look back at this palette. Very small, very limited. And most of the time we're mixing the same colors together to get new colors. And that's how we are keeping her to be very limited palette, very limited. But look at how awesome she looks. You wouldn't think that I use so few colors. I painted another Scale75 model. Let me see if I can get the link for you. Mike, really loud. Let me get the link for you real quick. It's on my Instagram. Hold on. Okay. Hold on a second while I type on this. So I painted they had a vampire lady that they had for Scale75, and I painted her with 3 colors to start with. Black, khaki, white, and that's it. And then I started adding a few other colors after the fact. I think I added like peach. Oh, where is she? There she is. Okay, let me share this. Copy link. And I'm going to share this in the channel. You guys take a look at this character. This is the Scale75 model. And she is painted with an extremely limited palette. And I was so flattered because Danny the sculptor said that when he made her, that is exactly almost how he envisioned her to be painted. So he really liked that. That was really a huge flattering moment for me. The thing is with box art, you can't just have an extremely limited palette. You know, you need to make it pop so that people notice it and want to buy it. All right, I'm going back in and I'm making these lines more opaque. Tell me what you think of that character. Yeah, I think I did post, I think I retweeted it, that bust. I loved it. I think I retweeted it. Might have forgotten to. Yeah. I cannot wait to see. So Elizabeth Beckley Bradford painted the one of the male pinup busts, and it looks fantastic. I'm just so jealous of her because she's getting to paint such gorgeous things from them. I don't think they're going to make any more of those either, so that's just a once-in-a-lifetime thing to be able to do for her. That's another reason to be jealous of her. So yes, I'm going to get to see her at the con. All right. Okay, pants are on. I feel like we need to go in there with that reddish color again. Just to put, yeah, that, so for some reason that reddish makes it a little bit more opaque. I think it also gives some nuances to it that it didn't have before. Makes it look good. This line up here, you can see it doesn't quite match. This is one of those things you're gonna maybe want to have a friend look at for you, look at your lines and, you know, help. Sometimes they can see something that you can't see. And they can tell you if they match up. That looks good. All right, let's do the boots. I think that our boots, I think I'm gonna make them similar to the top half of her. So again, we are completing full circle. So I'm going to mix my blue and my brown together to get a dark gray, kind of like the gun. This is the deep blue and armor brown that I've had on my palette. Pretty, yeah, it is a pretty sculpt. It is really pretty. I got a bronze on that piece at the World Expo. There's a World Model Expo, and it's, you know, people from all over the world. And it's really hard to get even a bronze, so I was shocked because I really wasn't expecting anything. I just had brought it because I was bringing it for the Scale75 people to see, and I entered it, and they were really happy that I entered it because they thought it was a really great example of their work. Brown and the blue make a really beautiful, beautiful gray, I must say. No, don't want any side lines. Yes, I did get the Blessed. That is true. I did. Thank you, Trillian. I have to tell you, I'm really, really happy I got a chance to paint him. That was also probably a once in a lifetime chance. Whew, this is heavy. This is very heavy to paint because I'm holding her by the ends now that I can't hold her by the boots. How do I go about picking such a limited palette and making it work? Well, Nixon, if you looked, one of the first things I did was I picked out a reference of something I wanted to kind of go close to. And if you can see, The colors in this whole photo are very limited. I mean, really, we don't have much. She's got the navy, she's got gold, she's got the browns, she's got this kind of peachy color up here. We go with the wall, she's got even some more peachy, but really it's very limited. So I always get an image or something, whether it be box art or something to guide me. I don't try to make up color schemes from scratch. And part of that is because I've got such a good eye for color that if I just go and like when we did the theme for this guy, for the Aries night, I literally Googled Aries color scheme, because Aries is a zodiac sign, right? Of course, they're gonna have a color scheme for each zodiac. I did that and I found a color scheme for Aries, and I just used those. There was like 6-7 colors in it, and I just used those for the entire sculpt. And that's how I pick stuff. And I stick with I mean, you saw the Aries. He was really limited. He was even probably more limited palette than her. All right, I'm gonna hold these. This is not easy for my fingers. All right, I need more Armor Brown. Where is it? Here it is. This is Armor Brown by Model Air Vallejo. Gotta shake it. I don't know why it's coming out green. This is the one that came out green before. Maybe it's getting too old. Okay, here we go. Green and blue. Make a beautiful gray. Hey, Hydroacid Clown 86. It is going really well. We're painting Jessica. I'm trying to hold this in a way that you guys can see it. We're painting Jessica Thunderhawk from Scale75. And she's coming out really, really fun. Notice I'm focusing on the gray. That's going to be my undertone. And then we're going to highlight with a little bit of that blue so we get back to her bodice color. It's not going to be exactly the same color, but it'll be hints of it. Oh, I just realized there's a big... All right, I have to go back in and paint that again. This part of her leg didn't get painted before. Okay, got that gray in there for the most part. Okay, so gray is there. There's a little bit of edging I need to do. Just 1 second. This is how detailed this mini is. It's got... Because I think I actually... She came in a few parts, and I think the boots were a separate part from the legs. Okay, now let me finish this last half of her leg here. A little bit. Woo! Got another studio dropship with the host. Thank you so much. Welcome everybody. How are you? Let's give some hype to studio dropship. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Thank you for the host. Yay, yay, that good. Thank you guys. I love it when you do the I'm tempting you to join Twitter. Twitter is not for everyone. I found that it's not always for me even, but it's an interesting place, that's for sure. Make sure that you carefully curate who you follow, because who you follow is going to really depend on how you enjoy Twitter. There we go. That's better. All right, I want to show you something. I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting on the bouquet because I feel like it needs it right here. Pop. I'm going to use a little bit of pink in this part because I feel like it'll help make it pop a little bit. See how that cheek just jumped forward after I did that? Let's add a little bit of white. Need a little drying retarder because this is, again, this is white and it will have some brush marks if I don't use this. The pop. The color, you know what I mean. Much better. Boop. Yeah, Studio Dropship, we paint, we're sponsored by Scale75. I like to paint them as well. And I'm unfortunately not sponsored by Kingdom Death. As much as I would love to have that, maybe that's something I can try to. I'm really hesitant to talk to Adam about that because I'm also just a huge fan, so I wouldn't want to hurt. I don't know. I'll ask him. I'll see. It can't hurt, right? I hope not. There, that's beautiful. I'm so happy with this. So cute. These little creases. All right, let's go back to the boots. Hey, Honor First, how are you? Miss Thunderhawk is looking fantastic, thank you. Hey, Chewy. Don't ask, don't get. You're right, Studio. It's just, I have such a, fan. You know, when you're a big fan of something, I'm such a fan girl thing for Kingdom Death that I'd be afraid to ask, what are you doing? This is Mike. Hold on, go away! This is my show. Oh my gosh, I'm being trolled again by Mike. All right, I'm looking for my deep blue. For some reason, it's not where I thought it was. Because the deep blue is what, oh, here it is. There it is. I will ask. And if I get any kind of sponsorship of any kind, I will credit Studio for pushing me toward it. That would be awesome. Okay, so this is the deep blue. I'm making very tiny highlights. I don't want this to be as blue as her top. I want that to be more blue. I want this to be a little bit blue. See, now it kind of already starting to match a little bit. Not match, but it's starting to be harmonious. I love it. Do a little bit of the end of the toe of the boot. Now we can start using a little bit of the turquoise that we put on our goggles to lighten things up a little bit. So for tiny little reflections. Let me try a little bit of that. Yeah, that works. Just the smallest amount. See? See what chat says. Can you guys see? Oh, it's too dark, isn't it? Here we go. A little bit of light for you. Okay. Notice where the light of the actual, my actual lamp is showing. That's where I'm putting my highlights, pretty much in the same places. Kind of how I did my metallics. I did it the same way. Now this is with the little tiny hints of turquoise for the smallest highlight. Okay, I gotta put glasses on to see what it looks like with my real glasses. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. Not as bright as the bodice, but it is more blue. I don't know if you guys can see on this side. Pretty dark. There, that looks good. What do you think? We are getting close to the end of the stream. That's a good thing. We'll be looking for somebody to host soon. Nope, see, that's too much blue. I'm going to go back over it with the gray again. Yeah, that toned it down nice. Toned it down without erasing it, which I like that. Whew. Okay, so there needs to be blue over here. All right, so what is your preference for what would you like to watch when we go ahead and host? Because I have a feeling my favorite German DJ is on again, and you guys know I like to host him. But we could also host a mini painter as well. Yep, Obaka TV is on. Does anybody have any preference? Otherwise, I'm going to host Obaka because I love him. He recently got the Deadpool mini that we sent. Remember when we painted the Deadpool mini on stream? He got it and he tweeted to me and gave me a shout out on Twitter, which was pretty awesome. Okay, I want to show you guys what she's going to look like with the hawk. Because right now she's nearly painted. Here's her arm. There we go. This is how she's looking fantastic, isn't she? Oh, I cannot wait. I'm trying to think of the different, I think we could still do the hawk in brown. I think it would look good. Yeah, I think this way is the best. He could be more a little bit toward her. He's such a goofy looking bird. He's got his own goggles on. Yeah, I think Studio J7 is a good idea. He is good. Jimmy's on. Jimmy has a lot of followers though, and Studio doesn't. Like, I don't think Jimmy needs any help from me at this point. Do the hawk more of a red tail. Yes, that's a great idea. And I will be, oh, Houndstooth. Houndstooth is awesome. You guys, I want to host Houndstooth. Really enjoy him. Let me see. Let me see what Studio's doing right now, because I'm going to make a decision based on what I want to watch too. Studio is doing creative. Is he doing minis? He's doing, oh cool, he's not doing minis. He's making foam. Yeah, I think that sounds really cool. I could watch that. Such a sweetie too. All right, we're gonna watch Studio J7 then. We got a little bit more time. What do you think we should paint in the time? Let's paint the rocks. Paint the rocks with that same gray. I'm gonna add a little bit of my light skin. I'm gonna use a big brush so I can get all of the, little bit of the light skin, which is this light color, to my gray. I get a lighter gray. That'll be good. Oh yeah, that's perfect. This is my gray right here. We can add a wash to it at another point. This brush is almost too good. I need a cheapy brush. Where's my junker brushes? Hold on, here it is. I'll use this one. This is nice. It's gonna cover a lot of distance with this. See how fast I can paint with that? Boom. I got some brushes from Slow Fuse Gaming. That's too bright. Slow Fuse has some what are they called? These ones. Baumwick brushes. And they're really nice. They're the craft brushes. Not the nice ones, but the craft ones. And for the price, they're really good. See, I like this because it covers a lot quickly. Did you ever think you could mix flesh tone with blue? That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. That's a lot of blue. I need more brown than that. Now it feels a little better. Yeah, that's more like it. Good night, and Lamunas. You believe it's a one-year party for me today? For Studio? Oh, for Studio? Yes, that's awesome. He'll be thrilled. Well, then we definitely are going to host him. Well, let's make up a raid chat. Well, let's do Mad Love Happy 1 year. Happy 1 year on Twitch. Can we do that? Let me write that out. We'll copy and paste it. Okay. Let's do it like this. Copy. Wait. Mad love from Shoshie's Minis. Happy 1 year on Twitch. And then we'll do some hearts. Oops, not pound sign. All right, copy and paste that. Or you can put the emojis instead, and then we'll also spam them with emojis. All right, and then we're gonna do slash. Let me do this real quick here. Here's my ending face, let's see. All right, guys, before I raid Studio, I wanna say thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful channel. We've got a lot done on Jessica, right? We got a lot done on her, and we are gonna be back on Monday from the same time, 2:30 to 4:30 Central and GMT -5. So hopefully you guys will come back and see more of Jessica painted. We're gonna work on the hawk and her arm. All right, raid Studio. Wait, I spelled studio right. Studio set J7, that's it. There we go. I gotta spell raid right too. Good night, Amberden. Thank you so much. All right, there we go. All right, you guys have a good one, and I will see you next week, okay?